It's been a week since Niantic released the new leveling system in Pokemon Go, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about whether or not this new system was a huge success, and whether or not it's going to be something good for Pokemon Go's future. Alright, how's it going everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So, today is Wednesday, and that means it's been about a week since Pokemon Go's new leveling system was implemented, and I will say that there are a lot of thoughts that I've had after engaging with this system, and that's primarily why I wanted to record this video, because I think when I talk to a lot of players since they released the new leveling system, and with myself, the amount of engagement that I've now had with the game, I think there are certain things that you could really see as a positive with this new leveling system. So first and foremost, let's talk about how things have been going. Well, right now I'm trying to grind out to level 71, and I will say I've been very slow compared to most other players. I haven't been putting a lot of priority into leveling up to level 71, but I think the game is just a lot more fun. I'll be honest with you, it truly feels like the game is revitalized, that there is an aspect of the game that I haven't felt in a while that I'm now really much enjoying every time I log into the game. It seems like with all the different tasks that they had for level 71 until level 80, they are actually tuned really well. I think that was one of the main criticisms with the original leveling system, that when you're leveling up to level 50 from 40, the tasks were just way too difficult. I think a lot of players struggled with them, but now it seems like they fine-tuned it. They did give us a lot of different tasks that are definitely going to be really difficult, but I think this is all doable. I think this is something where you could just play the game and you could actually hit level 80 eventually. So overall, I think this is a really good system. I think the implementation of it was really good. I think a lot of players are also enjoying it compared to the previous system. And I do think that there's definitely going to be a lot more engagement, especially in the next couple of months. I think a lot of players are going to be actively playing Pokemon Go because now it feels like there are incentives. It's like I've been saying, it just feels like there's an aspect of the game that's been missing for quite some time, and now it feels like every time I log into Pokemon Go, there is some things to work on. There's some things to actually do in the game. I mean, it feels like one of the things that the game has been missing is just long-term goals. And now that we have level 80 as the new max trainer cap, I think that's something to definitely work towards. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's definitely going to be roadblocks here and there. I think some of the tasks are definitely going to require you to get out of your comfort zone, but I still feel like the system is much better than it was before. And in general, it just feels like nowadays when I play Pokemon Go, it often feels like there's just nothing really to get excited about. Like the raid bosses don't feel like they've been relevant for a long time, unless it's like obviously something like Mega Rayquaza. I think that was a super relevant raid day, but aside from that, it doesn't feel like the legendaries are really that good. Maybe when we get something like Origin Form Dialga or Origin Form Palkia, that's when I'll actually go out and raid. But aside from that, it just doesn't feel like there's exciting content in the game. And maybe that's just me because I'm a longtime player and I pretty much have everything that you could ask for in Pokemon Go at this point. But I do feel like the game was missing that aspect of just working towards something. But now with this new leveling system, it does feel like every time I log into the game, I'm working on something that is a bit of like a long-term goal, because I do want to hit level 80. And I know there's going to be players out there who are not going to prioritize leveling. Maybe they are totally fine just being at level 70 and they do not necessarily care about whether or not they hit level 80. I think that could certainly change in the future if they were to scale up Pokemon power with your level. I don't think that's going to happen relatively soon, but maybe in the future they will add that, and yeah, there will be an incentive for you to hit the max level. I think right now it's really just comes down to rewards and cosmetic items, and maybe that's not necessarily going to be enough for a majority of players, but I still think it's something to work towards, and I still think there's just a lot more fun that could be had in the game now that we have these new goals. So I will say it was a success. I will say that the new leveling system was something that is going to be a huge positive for Pokemon Go's future. And another thing that I do want to point out is that with this new leveling system, it essentially makes the game feel more alive. It makes the game feel like some of the mundane tasks you're doing every day is actually contributing towards something. Like for example, right now I'm trying to hit level 71 and some of the tasks are quite grindy. Yeah, like you have to hit, 999 nice throws? That's quite a lot, and that's going to take some time. But every time I'm catching Pokemon, I'm actually putting in the effort to get nice throws. Every time I'm going out and trying to find big spots with a lot of spawns, I feel like it's really exciting because I could contribute to this, this huge task of getting all of these nice throws that I'm actually going to be able to grind it out, Like, it just feels really exciting. I think this is something that, again, has been missing from Pokemon Go for a long time. It just feels like anytime I went to a big nest or anytime I was out and about playing, it didn't feel like I was really enjoying it. Like, aside from maybe just keeping up with my daily first catch of the day and first spin of the day, it didn't feel like I was going in with any kind of, motivation, like for some goal that I need to work on. But now that we have this leveling system, I actually feel like I'm being productive in the game. And aside from collecting Stardust and experience, oh, by the way, like grinding out experience is all of a sudden really fun. It's something that I feel like I need to do every day. Like, yeah, I think there's just a lot of good things that are happening because of this new leveling system. That's just my personal opinion. And of course, going back to getting experience, this is something that I'm now starting to pay attention to. And even if the raid bosses are mundane, even if, if I'm trying to catch Pokemon, trying to hit excellent curveball throws, it just feels like I'm being rewarded for actually putting in effort. And again, that feels like something I've been missing for a long time. Because up until now, it didn't really matter whether or not I would work on my throwing skills. Like, even when it came to raid bosses, I started to get really lazy. Like, I was not doing the set circle trick, I was just catching them with just regular throws. If I don't end up catching it, it was just not something that I really cared about. But nowadays, it just feels like anytime I do a raid boss, anytime I go out and try to catch Pokemon, I'm actually aiming to work on my excellent curveball throws. And it's really because I'm trying to maximize the amount of experience that I'm getting as possible, because I thought I had enough experience. I thought I had enough total accumulated experience to hit level 80, but I calculated it out and I actually am kind of short. So I need to go out and farm experience. So that means I'm actually raiding a lot more than I was. I'm actually trying to hatch eggs as often as I can. I'm actually trying to catch Pokemon with excellent curveball throws. It just feels like another aspect of the game is just now opened up. And I really like it. I really feel like now when I play Pokemon Go, I feel engaged. I feel like I'm working towards something. So yeah, I think this is all really good stuff, and I think it does speak to some of the things that players actually enjoy when it comes to Pokemon Go. It's not all about just daily tasks. It's not all about these like mundane, just repetitive things that we have to do. It's all about contributing towards something. It's all about having these big long-term goals. And like I said, I know not a lot of players out there are going to prioritize hitting level 80. I think a lot of people out there are just seeing this as like a background activity for them to work on, but there's certainly going to be players out there who are going to try to hit level 80 before everyone else. And those are the players that are definitely going to be engaged. But I think overall, this is just a really good thing that Niantic implemented, and I think there's other things that they should definitely explore. It's not just about doing daily tasks that will get players engaged. They really need to come up with different systems that will make you feel rewarded. It makes you feel like everything that you do is incentivized in some way. And I think that's definitely the better direction for Pokemon Go. I think the Go Pass was kind of that. It was meant to be that, but even that kind of turned into just more chores. So, I think Niantic could definitely explore, come up with some really creative ways to get players actively playing Pokemon Go again. but I do think this new leveling system is definitely that. So give credit where credit is due. I think it's a great system. But in any case, yeah, that's essentially going to be all my thoughts regarding this new leveling system. Definitely share yours in the comments down below. Do you feel like this new leveling system has injected a lot of excitement back into the game, or do you completely disagree with that? Do you feel like this is not necessarily something that you care about? I would definitely like to know the reasons why. So if you feel that way, definitely share your comments, and yeah, let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to every single one of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Conscious Slow channel, the best way you could do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm actually going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, like getting experience by hitting best friends, all that good stuff. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see right now on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. And that'll be a huge help to my channel as well, and you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today. Make sure you look in the mirror, tell yourself that you're awesome, and that's because I think you're awesome, and I'll catch you in the next video.